Hey, welcome to another Stick It to the Man video for this week. It has been a really interesting couple weeks. I've actually been working on a big project for over a month. Been down to the facility twice. We're doing some outdoor lighting facade of a building, and it's very tall building. It's a hotel casino kind of deal. And anyhow, the very tall building, we're trying to get a nice even spread across the building. And it's been a very interesting experience for me. I've been working on stadium lighting type jobs, photometrics, those kind of jobs since I started in lighting. So it's been about 4.5 years for me that I've dealt with these kind of jobs, which is an interesting experience for me to have, because what I've learned the more I've gotten into lighting is a lot of people haven't dealt with that. They've dealt with basic interior, basic exterior. A lot of people don't ever deal with like specifically aimed outdoor lighting unless they work in a specific role or a specific job where that's required. So it's given me a unique experience in that I have a pretty decent understanding, even though I don't do my own photometrics personally. I have a really good idea of how the different beam angles affect things and how to light a ball field, how many watts that's going to take at what beam angle, depending on how tall the pole is. And, we've done ball fields and racetracks and tennis courts, you name it, all kinds of different outdoor things, yards, right? So anyhow, this one was interesting because we're lighting the side of this building, and we're pointing straight up. If you imagine my lights here, and I'm pointing straight up at the side of the building. And because we really want to do a good job with this, I initially gave them two options. I said, hey, here's the direct import option, here's our factory direct option, and then here's big boy, big name brand that we can also do, which was much more expensive. But if this is what you want, we want to give you both, right? And part of why we did that is we needed to put a sample up, and getting samples from the factory, it can take anywhere from 2 weeks up to a month or more, depending on what you're trying to do. And you got to fly them over. And where stadium lights are so big, it's fairly expensive and takes a little while to get them over here. And she's like, well, to get a sample local, we're gonna do this. Well, long story short, we put up the sample. That's a US made, super high end, nice sample. It performs great, no problems there. But then it comes down to the photometrics, trying to determine what's really needed to properly light this building. The problem I was having is we're just blowing out the bottom of the building, just blowing it out, 100-foot candles on the bottom and like 2-foot candles on the top. Where it's just like, guys, it's not even at all. It's terrible, huge hot spot at the bottom, and the top is still dark. And we tried, I kid you not, 3 or 4 different manufacturers to try and do a proper photometric on this. And almost every single one gave me the same result. And guys, I'm not going to call anybody out by name. I don't like to do that here. Guys, these were big name spec brands that you deal with and talk to every single day, if that's the world that you're in. These are the brands that I would consider the man that I don't even like dealing with. And we look to this for help here to say, hey, we want to do it right. Let's see if you can help us at all. And I was truly amazed at the lackluster results, the lack of expertise. Guys, the knowledge wasn't even there. I'm like, what am I paying for with a high-end spec brand that says you have a superior product, superior knowledge, superior everything? We're the best. Pay for our hundreds of millions of dollars marketing budgets because we're better than everybody else. If all your claims are true, why can't you do a simple photometric to even a decent level? I mean, guys, it wasn't even close. And I'm not trying to be rude when I say that. It wasn't even close. So I brought it back. I worked closely with our partners. It still took about a week of back and forth. It is kind of a complex design, I'll say, because of how close the lights are to the building and the beam angles required and the spill light. And there's all these factors, right? Because of that, it is a little complex. But I came back. I worked with our partners. Within a week, we have a design that is like 100% better than anything that these big name spec brands gave me. After like a month of back and forth and messing with stuff and trying stuff, they couldn't figure it out. Within a week, we've got a much better looking design. The light's less expensive, by the way, by like half. And it's a great light, same kind of quality. I have multiple different beam angle options. It was a lesson for me, guys. It's a lesson for me that we have all these assumptions that happen in our head when we're dealing with the man. When we buy from a big name brand, we have all these assumptions about the quality of product we're going to get, the quality of service we're going to get. Well, I'm buying fill in the blank. It's going to be a great product. I'm never going to have an issue. These guys are well known. Guys, we make this mistake all the time. Do you know how many street lights cities across America have bought that have turned purple? I'm sure you've read about that. Those were big name brands too. They trusted the big name brand to never have those issues. Guys, everybody has issues. I don't care if they're a huge brand or relatively unknown brand like Brill. Everybody's going to have some issues come up sometime. It's about how you deal with them. But don't go pay double, triple, quadruple the price for this name spec brand that you feel the warm fuzzies about when they're buying from the same factories. They're making stuff in the same factories. And guys, they don't have any more expertise than we do. They want us to think that they know better, that they know everything. Guys, I've found guys that I have mad respect for that, yes, are just insanely expert, but 9 times out of 10, the guys working at these big name spec brands have no more expertise than you or me. They're not this massive, wealth of knowledge that's suddenly going to fix all our problems. And so don't go pay the 3-4 times the price. Buy factory direct. Work with a guy like me. If you want to work with a partner like Brill, who's going to solve a problem for you, who's going to put a month of work in behind the scenes for you, because this is for one of my customers, come talk to us. We will do the work behind the scenes to make things happen, and I will not present you a crappy, junky solution. We'll work till the solution's right, and then we'll present it to you. That's what we do here at Brill. We deliver better experiences. If you want to work with us, give us a shout. See you again next week.